RLS Spanish presents Spanish pronunciation.
One of the biggest things that you need to know for Spanish pronunciation to be able to get the pronunciation correct is, like I said, the differences between the sounds they make in Spanish and the sounds they make in English. Now, they use the same alphabet for the most part, same letters that we do in English, but that's where people get hung up is what sound does the letter make. One of the biggest differences, and something that will really help you, one of the biggest things that will help you, is knowing how the vowels work in Spanish and how it's different than it is in English. Okay, so for the vowels, just to repeat really quick which of the letters are the vowels, we have the following 5 letters. You have the A, E, O, U. So A, E, O, U. Those are the vowels. Now in English, these are actually a lot harder in English than they are in Spanish, because in English each of those vowels can make different sounds depending on the word that's used in the combination of letters. Okay. For example, in English, the letter A, you can have a long vowel A or a short vowel A. And then sometimes it makes different sounds depending on what it's combined with. Like, for example, you can have the sound ah, you can have the sound so you can have an A, an an ah, an and probably some other sounds in English. Okay. The same thing with the other vowels. All of them have at least a long vowel sound and a short vowel sound in English. Okay, like the E can have E or eh. The I can be I or I. The O can be O or ah. The U can be U or in English. Okay. Now in Spanish, it is a lot simpler than that. In Spanish, each of those vowels only makes one sound, and it always will make the exact same sound, with very, very few exceptions, which we will go over later. Okay. Anyway, the letter A in Spanish, it's always going to make the same sound. The sound it always makes is the sound ah. Okay. So anytime you see an A in Spanish, it's always an ah. Or if you hear someone say ah, that is the letter A in Spanish. The letter E in Spanish always makes the sound A. Okay. Anytime you see an E, it's always going to make the sound A. And if you hear someone saying that sound A, the letter that goes with that sound is an E. Okay. So the word they're saying is going to have an E in it. The letter I in Spanish only makes one sound. It's always the same sound, and that sound is E. Okay, so anytime you hear someone say E, that is going to be a letter I in Spanish. Anytime you see an I, the way you're going to say it is an E. Then the letter O in Spanish always makes one sound. It's always the same sound. It only makes the sound O. Okay, so every time you see an O, you're going to say O. And anytime you hear someone say O, that's the letter O in Spanish. And then the letter U always makes the same sound, and the sound it's going to make is the sound oo. Okay, and that one, the letter U, actually is the one that has a couple of exceptions, a few exceptions, which we'll talk about later on. Okay, but for now, just remember that it's an oo. If you ever hear the sound oo, that's always going to be a letter U in Spanish. Okay, it's never going to be a double O like it is in English, or anything else. It's always just going to be a U. Makes the sound oo. Okay. So with those vowels, those 5 vowels, there's a couple sayings that people use to kind of help you memorize those sounds. Okay. So the first saying goes like this. You say A, E, O, U, arbolito de Peru. A, E, O, U, arbolito de Peru. Now the reason they're using that phrase, arbolito de Peru, is because it has every one of those vowel sounds in there. You have an A, O, E, O, A, U. So, arbolito de Peru. Now, what that phrase means, which isn't very important for right now since we're talking about pronunciation, but just so you know what it means, that means a little tree from Peru. Arbolito de Peru. Okay? So, A-E-I-O-U, arbolito de Peru. Now, another phrase that I've heard used to memorize those vowel sounds goes like this. You say, A-E-I-O-U, mi burro sabe más que tú. A-E-I-O-U, mi burro sabe más que tú. And I actually like to change it a little bit and say, A-E-I-O-U, mi burrito sabe más que tú. A-E-I-O-U, mi burrito sabe más que tú. Okay, same thing there. Mi burro sabe más que tú has all those vowel sounds in there. I-U-O-A-A-A-U. And if you change it to mi burrito sabe más que tú, it's going to have those in there too. You'd have I-U-E-O-A-A-A-U. Okay. And that phrase, well, like I said, which doesn't, you don't really need to know this, what it means, since we're talking about pronunciation, but what it means, just so you know, is my donkey knows more than you. So it's like A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U. My donkey knows more than you. Mi burro sabe más que tú. And if you just change it to mi burrito sabe más que tú, that just means my little donkey knows more than you. Okay, so A-E-I-O-U, mi burrito sabe más que tú. So that's the first thing, and one of the biggest things that will help you with the correct pronunciation in Spanish is getting those vowels correctly. In English, it would be the word accident. In Spanish, it's the word accidente. Accidente. So in English, you have accident. In Spanish, accidente. Okay, so in English, you'd say accident. In Spanish, how would you say it? Accidente. Good job. Accidente. Okay, the next one, I just want to run through these words, the ones with A's in them, one last time, and just say them with me. I'm going to go through and say them with me, or if you want, you could, listen to me say it and pause it and say it yourself, or pause it before I say it and say it yourself and then listen to me say it, or you can just say it along with me. Okay, so I'm going to put the word on the screen and then do the Spanish pronunciation. Okay, so we have accidente, actividades, adulto, agente, aire, alarma, altar, animal, área, artificial, artista, atmósfera, atención, aviación, hay, banana, brutal, cable, canal, cáncer, capital, central, criminal, cultural, editorial, electoral, elemental, experimental, fatal, federal, festival, final, funeral, hay, invasión, mango, mayo, radio, rancho, solar, tamales, tacos. Alright, thank you very much. Please check out the next videos. That is how you pronounce the letter A in Spanish. Thank you, and we hope to see you again soon.